morning, YouTubers. Happy New Year. Last day of the holiday, back to work tomorrow. A quick one, because I've got to go out. I've got to do some running around today. I'll just quickly show you how we're going to put on the secondary timing chains, the ones that link the two cams together, and you've got your VVT control gear on here. When we assembled the engine, don't forget, top dead centre, marks line up, number one piston, top dead centre, cams are all put in. Cams should be in the correct position. If you followed the videos and you've looked at YouTube and looked at other guys and read the Haynes manual, everything will be spot on now. Now, just to recap, small dowel hole at 12 o'clock to the mating surfaces, large and only dowel on the exhaust cam at 12 o'clock as well. So they're in the correct position now. A quick explanation of timing marks on the gears. Now on this bank, we'll call that we're in the UK, so that's going to be the offside, nearest side to the curb. This is the offside. So the offside bank, we're using the round timing marks, and on the near side bank, we'll be using oval timing marks. Now that can only go on in one place. New timing gear and everything, all new chains going on, so it can only go on in one place, and the same with the VVT timing gear. Now, the dowel on the back should go in about 10 o'clock, there we go. That can only go in one place. Now it should be pretty much spot on because everything's set. So the timing marks we need to look at on this are the round timing marks, if I remember correctly. Let me double check. Round timing marks on the driver's side. So we're looking at the round timing marks here. So those marks will line up with your marks on your new chain. So if we get the timing chain, let's get the marks on the chain. Line those up. This is a little bit on the fiddly side, doing it this way. It might be easier to do it on a bench. And then we have to line up the marks on the back. On the back of this one, there's the pin. Pin's there, so it's that timing mark lines up with the chain. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, it's a little bit fiddly. Let me put this down a second to make sure I'm getting it right. Coloured link. There's the coloured. Okay, can you see the coloured link? This new kit has orange links in it. That link lines up with that side. I don't know if you can see. And you can also see the little timing mark on the inside of the gear there. So that's lined up that side. These two are lined up as well. So carefully dropping that into place. Let's get in there, turn that on, that's cock. Wiggle. Get that over. Probably do bringing that back a bit. Getting it all right. There we go. Right, so now that should engage. The dowel should engage. That will go over the tensioner, which is held in place. There we go. 17mm bolt nut. 17 on there, and the long 17 on here. There we go. Yet again, I forgot to bring in my gun, and I'm having to do it by hand. So we'll just pull these up so they don't slide off, which is pretty unlikely, isn't it? So I can actually see the end of this engine build now, and it's quite satisfying. Another mod I've done, while I'm boring you doing these, another mod I'm doing is I'm getting rid of these horrible studs. Because I find that when the engine's in the car and you want to change the manifolds or take the heads off, you can't get the manifolds off over the studs because they foul the inner wing. So I've ordered some M10 fine thread bolts, M10 by 30s, so I'll replace these and I'll put bolts in, which will make it easier to drop the manifold. Okay, so that's that side done. We'll move over to the other side. Same thing here. We have the oval timing marks. So 2 links of the chain. Sorry, I'm moving around a bit too quick for my professional videographer to keep up. Plus probably the effects of the wine last night as well. And same thing here. The dowel, oh, hang on a bit, there's a bit of engine oil still in there from when I lubed it up and cleaned it. It's just wiping that out, because if it goes on the carpet, on for the high jump. So, I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas and you spent all your money on car parts and didn't tell the missus how much they cost. I have a bit of a problem because I want to print off my receipts, and I've had to send them to the missus for her to do it because my phone won't communicate with the booming printer. So I've been rumbled on how much I've spent on the motorbike this Christmas. So, that aside, dowel lines up there, so the timing mark we're looking for is the oval, that one there. So yet again, we have to try and get the timing mark on there. Oh yeah, first go. Amazing. So, if I can get this without mucking it all up, which I think I've just done. Yes, I have. I've put it on backwards. That's the outside. So that wants to go. Oval timing mark, where have you gone? There it is. I think I've got it in the wrong place, but let's double check. Timing mark, coloured pin, got it one over, move it over one place. Coloured link, timing mark. So, you can see it again at the front, timing mark, coloured link, 2 timing marks, 2 coloured links using the ovals. So, carefully get that in place, take it over the tensioner, move it, line it up with the dowel, pin, I'll get in there, that's got it. So is that in place? Ooh, that drops straight into place. That isn't totally in place because that should, got it. So there we have. Timing marks are still correct, timing marks are still correct. Let's just zip this up quickly. I'm going to stop it in a minute because I've got to go out, and when I come back I'll do the primary chain and the tensioner and all the guides that are going on, top guide, side guide. But it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. If you've got this far, and you've obviously looked at a lot of videos on YouTube and different guys doing this, these 2 O-rings have got to be changed. You're going to be pretty confident at doing this. I think with all the help you're getting on YouTube now, there's a lot of guys doing it. There's a lot of manuals and a lot of write-ups, so you have every bit of information, and you shouldn't have any issues doing this. It's just finger tight. It's finger tight, right? I'm just going to give it a crank up if I can come past. Okay. Right, okay. What are we on? We're on the inlet cam, which I've got a sneaky suspicion is the 24. But hey, got it right. Now, there is no torque given in the manual for this, so you just do it up bloody tight, I had a look at the torque settings for M10 bolts, and depending on which site you go on and what type of bolt it is, what hardness and whether it's plated or not, they range from 40 Newton meters to 60 Newton meters. That's tight. What I might do is take a torque wrench later and see how tight it is. If it's 40 or 50 Newton meters, that should be more than enough, apparently. Let's just crank this one over, get it tight. There we go. Oh, I found a torque wrench on eBay, about a foot longer than this one. I wish I'd bought that for doing the head bolts, but anyway, I will get one. Here we go, on here. Cool. That was the tensioner just going, which you don't want, because there's potentially the possibility of the chain jumping a link. I don't think it will, because there's quite a bit of tension on there, but there is the possibility. So let's just put that back in for the moment. There we go. I can't see it jumping a link. Last bolt. Go on, turn it in reverse. There we go, it's moved again and popped out. It's moving. That's going to move around. There you go, that's moving around. Where did that go? Let's put that back in. Right. Oh, no. Job done. I'm going to double check the torques on the bolts. When I put the primary chain on, I will check all the timing marks to make sure nothing's moved. Same setup on the next chain. There is marked links that line up with gears, so I'll do that. I've got to go out. But I hope this little video has been a little bit of help. And Happy New Year, guys. Have a safe one.